Hold on to your butts. These are the Squashbuckler Diaries. Welcome back. My name is Guy Hasson, and you're listening to the Squashbuckler Diaries podcast, the epic fantasy podcast about Shelley, the girl who lives in dreams, and right now she lives in her father's dreams. Let me give you a taste of how epic this kind of thing is. This is episode 83 in season 1 of season 1, and season 1 is ages 2 to 6 for Joy. We cover stuff that happens before age 6 and from age 2 on. As told by the Red Dragon, her life in her father's dream is only there when he's asleep. She's always there, even when she's asleep or he's awake. And we jump, and I mean to cover an entire freaking life. But in season 1, we're covering just this, and just this is a lot. Before I recorded this episode, before I came to record this episode outside in the car during Corona days, I wrote episode 254, 55, something like that. And in this episode, she's 4.5 years old. In that episode, she's also 4.5 years old. 4.5 means anything between ages 4.5 and 5. And in that episode, there's a really big incident. It's also a series of episodes about the Red Dragon. And the Red Dragon actually versus Justin. The Red Dragon is the dragoness telling the stories, and she's relating what happens. And there's a really big thing, and the difference, this must have happened within either a few weeks or a few months from that story. And there's so much stuff happening in the dream. These last 5 episodes, these last 4 episodes and this one, are just about, basically the Justin's adventure. And then as Joy goes through something very big, which we're going to see today. But it's just one day, and she lives in the dream. Every day is different. When they go on adventure, they go on, go to different planets. They go to different places. They fight different villains. Each adventure is different. When she's alone in the dream, she has a pirate ship, a flying pirate ship at her disposal, and entire planets that are still there, as we saw in earlier episodes. Not all of them, but some of them. To look at, to go to do whatever. There's an ocean. There's so much stuff happening. And this is before, and that's basically the premise. At age 6, she's going to discover she's in a dream. And she's going to discover how to leave her father's dream. And then stuff happens. That's the book, Lost in Dreams, book 1. It's going to come out in the beginning of 2021. And then we're going to do more daily life, slices of life. So just to give you a feeling of the massive scope that this entails, this is just the beginning. It's the prologue to the prologue. There's so much happening in her life, and everything that's happening now, we're going to see echoes of it in her future, because her childhood determines who she is, and stuff that happens here is stuff that repeats in some way or another, or comes back to haunt you, or you don't want to do that, you want to do the opposite thing. That's the big scope. And I know that even though I'm explaining it now and you think you understand, you can't see and feel the massive scope that's coming. And people 5 years from now will go back and listen to every episode of the podcast, and they'll think they get it, because by that time, Joy will be, 5 years from now, Joy will be, 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's assume she's going to be 18 by that time, or 21. Big stuff is going to happen, and they still will not. You guys listening to this, will not yet get it because it's not yet done. It's not even done. It's so big. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. So, having said that, let's begin with Missing Part 5. Episode 84, Missing Part 5, Joy's age 4.5, told by the Red Dragon. It took 6 hours for Dragon Little to finally come out of the infinite corridor. I heard her steps all the while. She walked forward a long time, then stopped for a few minutes. She walked, and then cried for a few minutes. Dragonfather himself emerged after 3 hours, and he spent the remaining time on the deck. His face was sour. He kicked the deck and the mast. He walked around aimlessly. He started towards the infinite corridor, but then changed his mind. When she came out, he was sitting down, his back leaning on the railing. He was emotionally exhausted, and so was she. "Come here," he said, spreading his arms. She made an angry face, then walked towards him. She fell into him and hugged him as he hugged her. "I'm sorry," he said. "It's just, I was so worried. I thought something had happened to..." And he vanished. No doubt it was already morning wherever his real home was, for he had spent hours searching for her and waiting for her once he found her. Dragon Little, now being hugged by nothing, fell forward just a bit before she caught herself. She lowered her head in disappointment, turned around, and went into her cabin. Told by the Red Dragon. Hashtags: Joy, Justin, the Infinite Prison, the Infinite Corridor. So, while I have you here, I basically said everything I wanted to say before, and while I have you here, let me know if at what stage you are listening to this. Are you listening to it as I put it out? Are you listening to it 1 year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, 2,000 years later? By which time I'll probably be dead, but probably. But when are you listening to it, and how do you feel about the scope of the story? Like, do you think you've got it? Do you think you don't have it yet? Do you think you feel what this is yet, or not? And also, how are you enjoying the story so far? So write to me, GUYHASSON. That's Guy Hasson. That's my name. GUYHASSON @gmail.com. Write to me, let me know, or write down the comments in at the website. Have a great day. I will see you in the next episode. And now, the credits. The Squashbuckler Diaries are written and read by me, Guy Hasson. All the tags mentioned in this story are searchable at the website. You can find all the stories there in written form and, in fact, 150 Squashbuckler Diaries more. The Squashbuckler Diaries is the diary of Joy Shelley, the girl who lives in dreams. She'll be called the Forgotten Girl by her father. She'll be a true heroine. She'll change the world. This project shows her entire life from birth to death. Check out the website at guyhasson.com. That's GUYHASSON.com. I've been an author and a playwright for more than 30 years, and this is the first time I've used the guyhasson.com website, because The Girl in the Dream is my life project. If you have questions, if you want to comment, please do. You can comment at the website or email me at guyhasson@gmail.com. That's GUYHASSON, GUYHASSON @gmail.com. The theme music is called Brass Gentleman and is created by Thomas Howardek. My name is Guy Hasson, and this is my life project. Come back tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow for more.